we're here with Moss, the notable Boise music extraordinaires, for the first episode of BUMcast. First things first, how do you guys say your band name?
Moss.
That's good. We've
Moss.
heard 1,000 different pronunciations, so we figured it would be good to start off getting that correct so that everyone knows.
I'm really glad we're clearing that up.
Yeah. If you guys want to explain the origins of the name again, that'd be...
Okay, so I think I kind of came up with it, but
I don't remember who came up with
Yeah,
it, but
me either.
I remember when my dad pointed out that was the phonetic spelling, or the phonetic spelling, and then it was like all three of our names.
Martin,
together.
Owen, Sam.
yeah, we were originally a trio, and we would play together in like high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just
Nice.
M, Martin, O, Owen, S, Sam.
Yeah, we totally ripped that off from them, the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's super cool. All right. Well, the second thing we have is we've heard news. We've heard word on the street. We've heard some serious allegations, right? Grady, your water bottle. Melted butter? Is it full of melted butter? Because we've heard some very serious allegations.
It's it kind of switches between like a European butter and more of like a. Sometimes I throw up some like coconut butter in there.
How do you
Fancy.
stay hydrated?
Dude, the butter.
Oh.
Butter.
It's got water in it. See,
Oh.
There's some water molecules in
Keeps
there.
Well, when
his
you
coat shiny.
when you melt down
Yeah, you
butter,
feel
though,
moisturized.
the water evaporates in it. That's why butter turns brown when you put it in a pan for long
It's
enough.
solid in here. I just.
Oh, it's solid.
like if
You're
you
just like
notice
a-
my tongue's like digging
Oh.
around. Here.
It's like very slightly room temperature, so you're like, it's like you're drinking a milkshake.
Yeah.
It's like a little solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his small bottle too. You
Yeah.
should,
Yeah,
you should
dude,
see his other one.
Yeah,
He's got
it's,
a extra. He's got to spend millions a year on
It's-
butter.
We call it
He
the
does.
horse trough.
Yeah, dude, it's like
It's
it's
like
like
huge.
50 something ounces,
Yeah.
and I go through a couple of them a day.
Hydro Flask makes like the 40-ounce ones. I got that one. It's like
Yeah.
it lasts all day. It's pretty nice.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
Well, the first big thing we want to talk about is your guys' album. How would you describe high desert rock?
Hallucinating in the desert.
It's a term that we've kind of heard thrown around in the area, because we live in a high desert climate, and so just people trying to put Boise on the scene. We've just heard other local bands throw it around. I know Elder Baloo, I'm not sure how to say their name, but they classify themselves as high desert rock. I don't think we sound a lot like them, but I think you could say we sound like we're from the same area. And just kind of trying to throw Boise rock and a Boise centered rock sound on the scene. I know Mages also, I think they've used
Yeah.
Moon Owls Mages has used the term high desert rock, but
Yeah.
just kind of a Boise local rock sound.
yeah, it's definitely fair because I definitely think that a lot of local bands and all the subgenres of
Yeah.
the rock stuff kind of have a similar, even if they don't sound super similar, they have a similar vibe and
Yeah.
aesthetic that they use,
Yeah.
and so it's
Yeah.
it makes sense to kind of unify all that under the definition of high desert rock, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are a super unique blend of genres too. So it's a
Yeah.
really good descriptor of your guys' sound,
Yeah.
particularly on the album.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
It's
spent.
when you talk about the Bay Area, it's that's the thrash
Yeah.
scene. So it's kind of this high desert area. It's we're talking about the kind of garage psych stuff.
Yeah.
that's definitely a good way to describe it.
Tell us about the recording process of the album.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting. So we so Backwall Records, we recorded at Backwall. We were the first like full band that they recorded, and we booked the time in there. We only had like 3 days.
3 maybe 8 hour days.
Yeah, and so the second day I was actually graduating that day, so I went and graduated, and then came back and then tried to get the rest of my tracks done then.
That's when I was recording drums, right? Second day
Yeah.
and the first day.
Yeah, first
A
and
little bit
second.
of the first, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bass and drums, and
Yeah.
we were in a time crunch because we only had 3 days, and so we were trying to hurry up.
Yeah, and then Grady was supposed to leave for Germany for a month.
Yeah.
Right after that, so we scheduled it. For some reason, we scheduled it just 3 days or right before he left for Germany.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
I
we were
don't
all
know.
stressed about that.
I think we just wanted to get it done before I left so that then it could
Right.
we could work on post production while I was gone.
Yeah.
But
Well,
alas.
we originally wanted it out like released by May, but we didn't even start recording until
June, early June.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We,
Well, it was I graduated I think May 31st.
Oh yeah, so like
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's obviously our first project, our first full
Yeah.
project together, and so just to motivate ourselves, we gave ourselves a deadline, and we were like, okay, we're gonna have this out by May, which means we need to have all the songs done by this time, and we need to start recording by this time,
Yeah.
and that obviously didn't happen, but you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the timeline of events. I remember like a couple weeks, or like maybe even the week before we went into the studio, we were still like finishing up some of
Yeah.
the songs.
Even
like
in the studio,
yeah, we
we were
were,
like
like, changing
iffy
stuff.
about
Uh-huh.
songs, and we're
Yeah.
like, we're
Mhm.
not sure if we like this.
yeah, so it was a little bit rushed before. We had like 85% of the material like completely down before, but the other 15% we just kind of like threw it together last minute, and there was a lot of decisions made in the studio. But I mean, we're all very happy with the way
Yeah.
it turned out.
I think it
so-
also kind of like gave room for a little bit more creativity and like a new environment because instead of
Mhm.
just like writing in the normal practice space, we're like in the studio kind of having everything set up, and I don't know, just like I don't know, just kind of like a stream of consciousness. Like, all right, we're here. What's around us right now?
Well, I mean, Mirage. We didn't even like.
Yeah.
Playing out.
We didn't even like think about Mirage until we started recording it in
Yeah.
the studio.
Yeah. This is kind of like an interlude track.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
If you listen really closely, there's a didgeridoo in it.
Mhm.
There is.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Noticed
squeaking.
that.
Is there some
Some
trumpet?
tasteful screaming.
I think
Did Jack?
there might be a little bit.
I know we were messing with a trumpet. I don't know if it made
Yeah.
it on the
It's a
track,
whole
though.
collection of sounds. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's-
wall.
We were just kind of. I'm pretty sure that was our last day, and it was kind of like middle of the day, and we were like playing frisbee all weekend outside, and just like running around, and we all just kind of came inside, and we were like, anyone who's here who wants to be on the track, and
Yeah.
so they all just came and played.
Yeah, we had
something.
like 8
Yeah,
people
there were a ton of
Yeah.
people.
like around all the drum mics and
Yeah.
stuff. Everybody had like a bunch of different like hand drums.
Yeah.
And then Kale was like conducting.
Oh yeah, Cale Brown.
Kale Brown.
Nice.
Shout out Kale Brown. Shout out Backwall Records.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did we say anything about Backwall?
We should
Um,
recorded it back.
Yeah.
Backwall gave us a sweet deal. I'm not
Nice.
sure what they're doing right now, or if
Yeah.
they're looking to book people, but Backwall Records.
Mhm.
Look them up on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's just Backwall Records, but
Yeah.
they're sweet. They're doing a lot of local stuff. They're trying to get. They have some out of town hookups, but they're
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, they're awesome. I got their shirt on under my hoodie, but
Nice.
Yeah,
that's-
nice.
Nice.
Represent.
I'm cold, so I'm not gonna take it off. But you know, I got their shirt on. So yeah, it's definitely like, I think that a little bit of that eclectic, weird, like frantic energy of like not having a lot of time and not having everything totally planned out, really adds to like the vibe of a track, right? When you
Yeah.
record something,
Mhm.
it's like the old creativity and limitation saying.
Yeah.
Like, I think that really just it gives a certain energy to tracks that like normally wouldn't be there, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like a lot of
100%.
the stuff that I've recorded has been like totally like unplanned and like
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, just figuring it out on the fly. So it's like it definitely adds an extra level and like a little extra layer, and I think it definitely enhances when you listen to the album. Some of the songs are like really desperate sounding, and that adds, I think, the vibe of that really fits with like the whole
Yeah.
the way that was recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that description, desperate. Or
Yeah.
the songs
Yeah.
sound desperate. Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of do. I like that.
That's a good.
Yeah, I got a
description.
review for the album coming out probably today. I'll
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
Oh, that's
so-
right. That's
I
right.
did describe it as desperate on multiple occasions,
I
a
like
couple
that.
songs. So yeah, I think it's a good description of like the sound of some of them, like
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that shows when we play live, because now playing live, because now we're actually accustomed to playing the songs and we've sat into the groove of them. We play them a lot differently. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe not to the listener, but to us, it feels a
yeah.
lot differently than when we recorded it. Because we
Yeah.
recorded it like, oh, this is the first time I've actually ran through the song start to finish, but then, yeah, we've been jamming it for a while now.
Yeah.
It feels different.
And I think it makes the live performance like a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Because you
Mhm.
like, especially whispers, there's like a whole different section to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to make each of our shows
different.
unique and different. You know, so there's
Yeah.
always something new. It doesn't get stale or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any like inspirations, like what you guys can all kind of speak on this, things that you've listened to that have like really inspired the sound of the album and like gone into creating like your own unique blend of genres. So what do you think inspired that?
I feel like there's so many different things that we could say, like all of our personal artists, but then bands that we talk about when we talk about writing music. But I mean, we talk about Marcus King a lot,
Yeah.
and the Marcus King band, especially like the early Marcus King stuff, and
Yeah.
like
he's probably the
Soul,
most prevalent.
yeah,
Yeah.
Soul Insight, just
Dude.
banger after
Yeah.
banger
Yeah.
after
Yes.
banger. But stuff like that where it's like really jazzy, but
I think
also,
jazz.
yeah.
Jazz is a.
Yes.
Is a
Yeah.
we all kind of have like a background in jazz.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time me, Martin, and Sam played together, it was like as a jazz combo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that's like a really big inspiration for us.
Yeah.
And I mean, we three, like, we still played jazz
Jazz.
gigs.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Like, Sam and I play with me, Sam, and my brother. We play in a jazz trio
Yeah.
Nice.
a couple times a month. So we're, you know,
And
try to stay on top of our jazz chops a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, I've seen your brother play piano before, the jazz piano, and it's like
Yeah.
he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. He's
Yeah.
insane. Oh, and he recorded keys on
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the album too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely. I think Marcus King is definitely like I could hear that influence like totally.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
definitely like super similar
Yeah.
to his style.
That's-
When you listen to his stuff and you listen to your guys' album, it's like totally the same realm. So that's like
Sweet.
makes sense that that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
influence.
Did you guys see them live when he came to?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
All
we
of
were
you
there
guys?
too.
I
No.
didn't.
guy.
I didn't.
Oh,
We went. It was.
That
I
was awesome.
I
This is
really
the best
wanted to
concert I've
go,
ever been
but
to.
Yeah, Marcus King's
I don't
crazy.
listen to Marcus King nearly as much as these
yeah,
guys do.
sure.
Yeah, my what I listen to is like really all over the place.
Yeah, I saw him. I've seen him 3 times.
Oh.
I
wow.
saw him first. First time I saw him was I got into him just a little bit before this, and then I was gonna see Greta Van Fleet when they played the Greek in LA, and he was opening for them that night. And that was he like honestly kind of outshined the headliner.
Dang.
And then I saw him when he was here at the Knit, and then
Yeah.
I went over to the Complex in Salt Lake and stuff.
Nice. Yeah,
That's
no,
awesome.
he's awesome. Like
Yeah.
he's great. Yeah.
Can definitely see the inspiration.
Mhm.
So the album release show now I wanted to talk about because we went and it was awesome. So I
Thanks.
wanted to ask you guys like, how do you think it went?
I mean, probably. I think I've called it the best night of my life. It was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
I love playing music, and seeing people out there enjoying music that we've all worked on, and kind of the excitement. Because for me, at least, it didn't really feel like the release of the album was like the climax. It wasn't the peak. It was the release show that was like the point that is like highest
Mhm.
energy of all this work that we've put into it. And so, yeah, just like starting in instantly, it was like a lot of energy. It was
Yeah.
super fun to play.
We had as we were planning that show, we were talking about what like how many people should we expect? And
Because we weren't sure what venue to do.
yeah, I mean, it took a while for us to find the venue, but one of my best friends is the manager over there, so got a little hookup. But
Yeah.
I mean, they rent it out to anybody anyway, so so we ended up we decided on the district, but we were talking about like how many people we expect, and Owen
Yeah.
was saying like I expect
Our parents. to
our
show up,
parents
and that's it.
and that's about it. So when people showed up and like it was packed.
It was packed. It was
Yeah.
sweaty.
I
It
was-
was hot in there.
I was kind of expecting everyone to dip after mages.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then seeing people like in the back standing on the tables
yeah.
and stuff.
That
I was
was
like,
yeah, it was wild.
that is so dope.
I don't know if you guys saw Cade Yates' review of our album release show. I think it was in the Spud Underground, but
Mhm.
it was a really sweet review.
Yeah.
And he described it as hazy, and he was like,
Mhm.
even though and it felt like very 70s, he said. And
Mhm.
even though there was no substances being smoked inside the building, it still had that hazy feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
He
did for
said it
sure.
was a vibe. Which
Yeah,
is
it
cool.
was crazy. Like we showed up really early and it was like us and like 3 other people there.
Yeah.
And then people slowly started to trickle in. I'm like, how many more people are gonna show up? Because I didn't know how many it was gonna be either. Like I
Yeah.
went, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like, they're like a newer band, you know? It's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Yeah.
the album just came out. Who's gonna show up? And it felt like people didn't stop coming. Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there were like quite a few people there for Captain Snafu, quite a few
Mhm.
people for Mages, and then they just like it felt like more people just kept coming
Yeah.
in. And it was wild.
Yeah.
It was like such a huge crowd, and that place was like totally packed. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
spilling
one of the things that
acid.
kind of shocked us too, is that like the amount of people in there for the last band didn't go down. If anything,
Yeah.
there were more
Yeah.
people in there by
Yeah.
the end. Because normally, you know, people will leave after like the first band or the second
Second
band, you know, and then there's like not a ton of people for the last band. Usually they have the smallest crowd,
Yeah.
but the fact that we had the biggest crowd playing last, it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's really awesome.
And
That's
it's-
an awesome surprise.
Especially that we're like such a new band. Like
Yeah.
we've maybe played 2 shows, and both of them were house shows.
Hmm.
And like we haven't done more than that. So we don't have our name out, and
Mhm.
so just like us posting like, hey, we're doing an album release show. You like,
Mhm.
and for that many people to show up, it was really awesome.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah. Something else I wanted to talk about is how you guys like there were so many different like it was a very diverse crowd, so many different generations of people, and just why do you guys think that is?
I mean, we were pretty
Dad-
dad rocky.
Yeah, we are really
Yeah.
dad rocky. The
Yeah.
dads love us.
Yeah, like we used to play cover sets. Just when we didn't have like a lot of original material, we would just play cover sets, and it was just dad rock. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, dude.
We
Old guys
sold
love us.
sold out of XL shirts first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the dads love us.
It's cool to see that there's such a wide range of people because I mean, looking at our, you know, our background and like our inspiration for our writing, a lot of like classic rock stuff, because you know, like Grady said, we did a lot of, you know, cover gigs, so like basic dad rock, you play in bars and whatnot, and then also the jazz, but you know, we're also like Sam and I have been playing in the, you know, the Boise like indie music scene
Yeah.
for a long time, so there's a lot of like grungy kind of inspiration.
Yeah.
So it really it hits a lot of points in a lot of different places, and I think it's really cool to see that
Yeah.
it's
I think
actually pulling in, you know, drawing attention from
Yeah.
all those different demographics of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think it's like, I think a lot of the bands in the scene owe a lot of like credit to the, I don't know, just the energy. Like Boise's got a particularly, I don't know, just supportive base of people that they like. I mean, music is supported incredibly well, and so
Mhm.
I think that just the fact that people want to experience live music, it, I don't know, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
The Boise music scene is like so welcoming, and you'll see the same people at like any show, the heavy shows, the indie
Yeah.
shows, the singer songwriter shows.
yeah,
Like you'll see everybody everywhere, and
Yeah,
that's
I
really
mean,
cool.
like there was like the Ven prom show, and Barn was opening for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
like-
weird combo.
It's so
it's like-
awesome.
it's
But
like
people
the-
stuck around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like people
That's
just
right.
love music.
Yeah.
Like they just want
I think
to be at shows.
Boise's music scene is like the most cohesive community
Yeah.
that we have here, and it's like one of the biggest ones. So like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, lucky to have that.
Yeah.
For
It's-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think that everyone in the Boise music scene is at least connected by one person. Like everybody is one person away from knowing anybody else in the Boise music scene.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair to assume because
Yeah.
I know people like through another guy that's
Right.
like totally I would never expect to,
Right.
you know. It's like
Yeah.
it's really awesome that it's so like cohesive and
Yeah.
centralized in like the Boise area, you know. Everyone
Mhm.
knows everyone, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited with the album release, and like another thing with the album release show being so successful felt so good because this is like the only like local like original band that I'm in,
Mhm.
and I've done some like just like cover stuff in the past, but this was the first like kind of implementation of myself into the local scene as like an artist. So it's super exciting for me.
Yeah,
Um,
that show was like so good. Every
Yeah.
band played like the best set I've ever seen from them, and like
Oh
That's
man,
for
everyone was
Mages and
turned on.
Snafu were
Yeah.
they killed
Yeah,
it. Those
Noble
was-
killed it on Snafu. Like his
Mhm.
Oh,
lead
dude.
guitar was
Yeah.
wild. Like it was so
He's
great.
always so fun to watch.
such a
I love his
tasteful player.
voice.
Yeah, I love that
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he is like my favorite bassist.
Yeah,
He-
dude.
You rarely get to see him play bass, but man, if you can go see Noble play bass,
I don't know if you guys saw
Amazing.
the Manaus Mage's first album release show. It Noble played bass on that album. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure, and he played bass at the release show, and it was so good. It was so good.
Going back to like the dad rock thing, my dad and my grandpa love you guys.
Awesome.
So I just think that really enforces that.
that's awesome.
Yeah, like our dad and our grandpa are in a band, and their Facebook demographic is like women 65 plus, and like that has carried over to you guys, because that show had like 13-year-old middle school girls and like really old 80-year-old white women.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
there's such a wide
Yeah.
range of people in between there, and just like random like it's crazy. Like we showed it to our parents and our grandparents, and like they showed it to everyone else, and so like
Oh,
there's
appreciate
just
that.
such a wide like array of people that are into you guys, like from people like younger than us all the way up to like 70-80-year-old people, which is just like
That's so
something that you
cool.
don't get a lot, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a band that can reach across so many generations.
Yeah, I even saw my middle school principal there, and it was
At the show.
really awkward.
No
but,
way.
Yeah, he was there.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was an amazing show, and
Thank
it's a
you.
great album. So like it was really fitting to like
Yeah.
see such a great show come out of something that's such a good album and so enjoyable to listen to, you know. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Glad that comes across because I think we all like hold ourselves to pretty high standards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We wanna perform well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so now we can get into Treefort, I guess, like talking about live music. So you guys are playing 2 sets this year,
Yes.
and
Sets.
where is the first one at?
It's at the Olympic.
The Olympic. Okay.
Yeah, on Wednesday the 22nd. We
Yeah.
start at 9. Yeah.
And play till
So-
9:50.
And that
Yeah.
one's 21 up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one
Yeah.
on Sunday is all ages.
And it's
Yeah.
from 6:45, 6:50,
6:40.
640.
6:40. 6 to 6:40.
Mhm.
We'll be opening up at the Shredder. We're the first band
Yeah.
at the Shredder of Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that'll be sweet.
Yeah, it's exciting. Pretty new band playing 2 sets at Treefort is like that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it
we
was
got the
awesome.
second one last minute.
Yeah.
It was like
It was after like our first set was announced. We
Mhm.
got it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we opened for the Detroit Cobras at the Neurolux,
Mhm.
and Eric Gilbert was there, and so he liked what he saw. So he was
Yeah,
like,
nice.
"Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out for some open sets."
It's a
Yeah.
big set of eyes to have
Yeah.
on your music.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think we can expect from your sets? Because you said you like to do everything a little differently each show and like try to make each show a unique experience. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
How are you gonna switch it up and shake things up and make it a good experience at Treefort this year?
we try to. I mean, I don't know if we'll always do it, but it's fun for us right now to like orchestrate different intros. So we're just gonna have some different things like that, just some kind of like one-off thing. So
Yeah.
it's unique to the show. And then, yeah, we have 2 different sets. We're gonna have some new songs sprinkled in there. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
trying to wrap up 2 new songs that we're working
Yes.
on that
Yeah.
are a different. I would say they're a different feel
yeah.
than the album, which is
yeah.
exciting for
Mhm.
us. But also we talk about like the rise and fall of energy a lot, and
Yeah.
like we can start with our high energy songs and kind of have it dip, or start with our low and build up, or like a mix of in between. And each set is different. Like it just depends on how we're feeling. Like
Mhm.
we might start high and then immediately drop and build it the rest. But
Yeah.
so each show is different in that way, and we like to play a lot more than we like to talk. Like some bands like a lot of banter and they like to talk with the crowd, but we prefer to just play. So
Less talking, more rocking.
right,
Yeah.
right. So we'll have more like kind of instrumental breaks where we're like kind of just vamping on something in between songs.
Yeah.
Rather than talking and then starting a song and then talking and then starting a song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I really liked about the album was the dynamics. Like you get really high energy, heavy sections, and really quiet little instrumental breaks, and like it's just it's good that you can have that wide range of emotions. And I'm sure it is like really useful playing live to have that.
Yeah.
So you can kind of craft a set around like starting really high and then having like a whole roller coaster experience of like adding in the slow songs like perfect and then finishing it off on like high energy, and it's like having a good combination of all of the different like energy levels is really like a good thing to get, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we put consideration into our sets instead of just like throwing songs in.
And in terms of like other bands at Treefort, what kind of bands are you guys excited about that are coming here this year?
Butcher Brown.
Yeah.
Butcher Brown.
Butcher Brown.
Butcher
I
Brown.
think we're all gonna go try to see Butcher Brown
Yes.
because Owen just put us onto them
Yeah.
like last week or something,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to see them. They're like kind of big bands.
I'm hoping they play their older stuff though, because their newer albums, it's like a lot of rap over that jazzy, like kind of hip hop feel.
I like their newer stuff.
Their newer
too.
stuff is
I
good
really
too,
like
but I really love the instrumental. There's like, it's called Fiat, and it's got this wicked sax solo on it, and it's so nice. It's like a really jazzy, like funky. It's good. It's
Pink
good.
Fuzz too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pink
We
Fuzz.
really want to see
Pink
Oh,
Fuzz.
Pink Fuzz are
is
awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're from Colorado. Are they playing a set that's at an all ages venue?
They're playing
Yeah.
like 4 sets.
Oh, are you for real?
Yeah, they're playing
Nice.
quite a few. Yeah.
Dang,
I didn't know that.
dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah.
them.
Kind of just everybody. I have a ton of people on my list.
Mhm.
Like Treefort is about connecting with other artists and seeing them, so
Mhm.
really just gonna try and check out everything.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I would need to look at my schedule
Yeah.
that I made.
Yeah, this is my first year going to Treefort.
Yeah.
I'm really happy we made it in, so I got a free pass.
Yeah.
so I'm probably just gonna like wander around and,
Yeah.
and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
A ton of artists we want to see are at 21 and up venues,
Yeah.
which blows.
Oh yeah.
For-
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
quite a few.
Yeah, it sucks for you guys.
Yeah. He's the only one who's 21.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool to have like in not it's a bigger city compared to Idaho, like compared to the size of the
Yeah.
state,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But compared to like a Seattle or like a San
Right.
Diego or
Mhm.
like some of the other big music scenes that are in like cities, it's like totally different because we're like
Yeah.
not a huge city, you know.
Yeah.
So having something like Treefort that brings like people from all over the place just to hear to
Mhm.
see all those bands is like a really good thing for the scene because
Yeah.
it lets our smaller bands get some experience playing in like a thing like that,
Right.
and it lets those bands come experience what the crowds in Boise are
Right.
like, and like Boise has the best crowds.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Mhm.
And so many people like make so many connections, and that's how they end up going on tour out of here, and that's how they end up playing out of town gigs. And like Pink Fuzz is from Colorado, and we actually played a show with them a while ago, and it was sweet. And we're hoping to reconnect with them again, and because we want to go down to Colorado and play a show
Yeah.
with them, and or if they hop on tour, maybe if they come to Idaho and go up to Washington or Oregon or something, like see if they would want us to join them. And like it's really just about building those connections, and you can talk to any of the bands coming through, and like every musician is so nice, and
Mhm.
they'll take your name and your number, and they'll be like, hit me up if you want to come play a show. And just like to get those bands from out of town to come here is really awesome.
yeah, it's a great experience. I'm super excited for Raccoon Tour playing the
Yeah.
main
Oh,
stage
Mhm.
Yeah.
because like I told Nate this as like a like an explanation of what I
Yeah.
think about them. They're like the next. I don't like to compare bands like
Yeah.
that, saying you're the new whatever.
Right.
But they're like the next Built to Spill. like Built to Spill was like an indie Idaho band that made it big, and now they're like a huge thing.
Mhm.
Like not like a crazy huge band, but they're like a
Yeah.
big band
Right.
compared to what comes out of Boise usually.
Right.
And Raccoon Tour are the other band that is like broken out to like recognition outside of just Idaho and like the Northwest, you know.
Mhm.
And so seeing them on the main stage is like really cool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that they had a main stage.
Yeah,
spot.
they're playing
That's-
the main stage.
That's awesome.
I can't
Congrats
remember what day
to
it
them.
is right now, but yeah, it's super exciting
That's really awesome.
to see a band like that, and they get to play the main stage. And Built to Spill's playing the main stage. It's like really
Right.
fitting to see like one of the next up and coming bigger bands out of Boise playing a set on the same stage as the people that really made it out of
Right.
Boise. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a really cool thing.
So as for like local bands, besides you guys, like what have been your favorite releases like this year so far? Albums or singles, anything?
I really dig Lithium Wool off the Mandy's album.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite track off the album.
Mhm. I mean, obviously,
Kill the Crackle.
Kill the Crackle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's it called? Kill the Crackle. I mean, that album.
Yeah.
That album
It's
is
just-
amazing.
I was
It
listening to that
awesome.
It
Yeah.
rips.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
Like
Yeah.
so many different things. Again, like
Mm-hmm.
such a wide range of
Yeah.
feels, and watching their album release at the Record Exchange was really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm. It
And
was sweet.
they just have a vibe to them that's like
Yeah.
so playful and energetic, and none of their songs lack any energy. They're always like, even if it might be slower, it still carries so much energy, and I love watching that band. I'm excited for whatever they make next. It'll be
Yeah.
sweet.
Me too.
And Habitat by Barn
Ooh.
is
Yeah.
gnarly.
That is a gnarly album.
Love that.
Also the Crush the Monster single Carlsbad came out, and I think they said they're releasing the album in
I think they announced
April.
their album
Like
release.
April
Yeah.
26th or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think
So I'm,
I'm
exci-
super
I'm excited for
stoked
that.
It's super exciting.
Yeah.
That single was so good that the album like can't. The album's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be the
Yeah.
just awesome. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
super exciting thing.
I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. To get into some other questions, what kind of music do you guys listen to that people might not expect after like hearing your album?
Oh.
Martin.
We all look to you.
Man, I really listen to a lot of different stuff, man. Like it's different day by day. Like just to name off a few bands, Car Bomb is one of my favorite bands. I've been listening to a lot of like Alex G and Mazzy Star, Jeff Buckley.
Yeah, he put us on Jeff Buckley.
Yeah.
Jeff
Yeah.
Buckley is so good.
So good. This last year, I was on a huge Deftones kick. I feel like that's not that much.
Yeah.
But
He has probably the widest variety of
Yeah.
music that he listens to often.
Yeah.
oh, I'm trying to think of what it's called. Stuff like kind of Western, like Marty Robbins type stuff,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
very guitar centric.
Like
you know.
storytelling.
Yeah, I
Storytelling
love that
folk.
stuff. I
Yeah.
love that stuff. Ooh, like African music, like
Dude, Zamrock.
Zamrock.
Yeah.
It's
Zamrock
so
is
good.
good.
Zamrock's
Zambian rock is
awesome.
very good.
But even like, I don't know, like I said, we listen to a lot of jazz too.
Yeah.
Contemporary jazz, kind of out there stuff is
Yeah.
fun. What's that album? Mood, Robert Glasper
Oh,
Trio.
dude, yeah.
That album's amazing. Love that album.
Yeah. I've been listening to like a ton of Rage Against the Machine. I think I've gone through their whole discography like just back to back to back to back to back, probably like 100 times by now just this year. I don't know why, but it just has like clicked in my brain. I feel like a middle schooler again. I'm just like going through all of it, and I'm like, this rips. It's just it's
So
so
good.
good. It's
Yeah.
so good. Specifically, the song Snake Charmer.
Dude,
That
yes,
song
I
just
listen
like
to that
Mhm.
so
it's
much.
just like it's got like this symbol. The bass just goes and it's like it just hits so hard. But at the same time, I've also been listening to a lot of Oscar Peterson. He's a jazz
Ooh,
pianist.
I love
and,
Oscar Peterson.
Just like stuff like that. I've also been listening to a lot of Joni Mitchell.
Nice.
Joni Mitchell is so good as a songwriter. She's very good.
Yeah.
But not like anything that we play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I listen to. Lately, I've been on like a really big Amy Winehouse kick. So yeah, a lot of Amy Winehouse, lots of Rage Against the Machine, Marcus King, of course, tons of Marcus King.
Meters.
Oh yeah, the
The
Meters.
Meters.
I've been listening to. I really love like, kind of like old country, like Johnny Cash. I listen to a little bit of like Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson. What else? As far as jazz, like, pretty much like classic jazz, like Miles Davis, Coltrane. I really love Pat Metheny. Like,
Oh yeah, man.
I think those are like the big ones for me.
Yeah. I think the weirdest one, like one of my favorite songs is Gangnam Style.
Oh, dude.
Like, not even joking, dude. It's like,
He's dead
it's a banger,
serious.
dude.
People
dead
meme that
serious.
song, but
Dude,
people
it's-
need to give it more respect
It's
because
so
that
good.
Yeah.
Psy's a
didn't-
mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he dropped a new album, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
yeah, he
good.
did.
And you were like on that.
Yeah, bro.
Didn't one of his songs chart in like 2020? Like at the,
Yeah,
I
towards the
think
beginning of the
so.
pandemic, he
Yeah.
released something and it charted. Like,
I didn't know
It's
he was
super cool.
still relevant. Like,
Well, I don't know about that. but-
I don't know if he's still relevant, but you know,
Yeah.
If Grady's having a hard day, what gets him through it is listening to Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
But along the same lines as Gangnam Style, I listen to a lot of classical music. But yeah, there's just like I don't know. There's this collection of there's like piano sonatas. It's like I can't remember the name of it, but there's just this one album. Handles music for I think it's water fireworks something. I don't like to read them because they're just too long. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're just like some like little things I find and keep in a playlist. I like listening to those. And I listen to a lot of Rush, a lot of grungy stuff. I love Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like a Tool freak. Like
Yeah.
No.
yeah, dude. I'm like, no, you guys have to listen to this song. It's so
Like
good.
an
And
average
it's like,
Tool fan.
yeah.
Yeah. Grady's the average Tool fan.
Yeah, dude, my heart was kind of broken when I like realized the kind of like I don't know the way people see Tool fans. I was like, because someone was talking about like, yeah, you just see like their like a Tool sticker on the back of a shitty pickup. I was like, oh. But yeah, and then like I saw them at the concert and looking around the crowd, I was like, oh damn. But yeah, I mean, I'll stand by it.
Yeah.
It's awesome to listen to.
I've never met a guy who's like, oh yeah, Tool's pretty good. Usually they're like, Tool is so good, dude. Like they're always like,
I have to keep
Yeah.
myself on a leash.
yeah.
But yeah, and like Rage Against the Machine,
Yeah.
really awesome. I yeah, just a lot of stuff, a lot of metal, rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How did the band start?
So I was, I think it was when I was a senior, and you guys were
Sort of. Yeah.
sophomore? Because what, we're 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, wait, did we
Okay.
play together before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
jazz.
kind of
That
like
was the-
it's kind of weird. Like we
We've-
started out like playing like in like a jazz combo for I think the first time I ever played with you two was playing for like a choir, jazz
Yeah.
choir like combo
First
for
Brandon.
Lionel
Was that the
Hampton.
first time we played together?
First time I played with you guys.
Yeah.
I
I think like that we officially were like just us three playing together. He played jazz guitar, I played upright bass, and he played jazz drums to accompany a jazz choir.
and then we also played for like an NNU combo
Oh, that's right.
the next year, which was like
That was the
your
next
senior
year? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What's a
then
flout?
and then I I got like this gig for like just kind of like cover stuff for like a graduation party, and then I asked Martin and Sam if they wanted to play some rock. And that was 2018, I think, or 2019, something like that.
I think that was
2019.
2018, 2019, because I graduated 2019.
Yeah, it
Graduation
was.
party.
Yeah, it was that
Yeah.
that year then.
That graduation party. We're also playing her.
Yeah.
Her wedding.
Yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, so then we kind of like started trying to like write our own music, and it wasn't until like 2020 that we like kind of started doing like originals,
Yeah,
and that's for my senior project.
yeah,
We released like an E EP.
yeah, yeah. We just played jazz a lot.
Yeah.
Then he came to us. Hey, you want to play this gig? Sure. We played the gig, and then he needed a senior project, and he wanted
Yeah.
to release an EP for it. So
And you guys should all go out and listen to the song off the EP.
No,
no.
don't listen to that EP, please.
and he kind of just wrote all the songs. We helped and we had input for him. But I mean, it was his project, and we kind of let him lead it. And we love the song "Trees Are Burning." I mean, it carried over to our album. But it was just kind of, I don't know, it's a fun little project to throw together.
Yeah.
And then we just decided we wanted to keep jamming, and we kept playing at least once a month. We tried to get in a weekly thing, and then we were like, yo, I know this other guitarist.
Well,
I'll have him
Martin
come
was
play.
actually he was in Brazil.
Yeah.
And I came to
Oh yeah,
Play
I was in
drums.
Brazil.
yeah.
Forgot
So
about that.
I'm not nearly as good as Martin, obviously. And they were like, Martin came back and they were like, well, I mean, do you want to play guitar? I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then we were like, well, we don't just want to keep jamming. We should do something.
Well, we started writing some music, and then we got asked to cover for Corduroy Blue at the Olympic.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started talking about like, hey, we should do an album.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. And then we did an album, and we were like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Nice.
And now here we are.
Owen, you mentioned NNU. Did you guys play at NNU Jazz Camp?
No, we played for
So
yeah.
okay, so
about
how
that.
this came about, I was a senior in high school. We all us three went to the same high school, Idaho Arts Charter School. And my brother was attending NNU, and I had been mentoring with I don't think he was the director of the music department, but he was one of the professors who led the jazz combos. And then he pretty much asked me if I wanted to have my own combo 6, as a senior, and I was like, because I think there were a couple of like students that weren't in a combo already for their jazz combos. So he gave me a couple. We had a jazz flute, a flautist, and then he just told me find bass and comp, and I was like, I got these guys.
We
So
also had a vocalist too.
yeah, we had. Who's the vocalist?
She also played keys a little bit. I think her name's Carly.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was Carly.
Sorry, Carly.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we started playing in
Yeah.
a jazz combo at NNU.
It was a really
Like-
funky jazz combo. Having just a flute and then
Yeah.
bass, drums, and guitar was interesting.
I mean, you had everything you needed,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
you know. But it was fun, and we weren't like necessarily, we weren't like attending NNU. Obviously, we were still in high school,
Right.
but it was a fun experience, you know.
Now, we've got a couple of more questions here before we move on to the aforementioned secret activity.
Okay.
So, like, what do you think about like the current state of the music scene and like where it's at right now, and how would you describe it? We talked about it a little bit earlier, obviously, but like, you know, there've been a lot of bands popping up and a lot of bands breaking up, and so it's like, how do you guys feel about like the state that it's kind of in now?
I think it naturally like just goes in waves like that, and winter is definitely hard because it feels like not a ton of people want to go out to shows, but at the same time, people are like, well, what else do you do during winter? So I want to, like, it's always hard to judge, but it naturally goes in waves, and it feels like there's like a big rush, and everyone wants to release music right now. And like are still really pushing we want to release more music, and everyone else wants to release more music, and it's exciting and it's new, and plus with so many people moving to the Boise area, like that's growing the music scene, and that's growing the amount of people who come out to the music scene. And at least to me personally, it feels like it's growing a lot, and we're in this period of change and growth. And it feels exciting, and it still feels fresh and new, and I think Treefort will add to that a lot, and that will, like, Treefort always brings in new ideas and gets people excited to write and release and do stuff, so it feels good right now.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows a lot. I think, no one would ever complain if there were more venues,
Yeah.
but I feel like I've actually been seeing some more new venues that I've never heard of before.
Like,
Yeah.
I think there's the Underdog. They're trying to get a venue, and the Treefort Music Hall is coming up, which I don't know if they'll have more than one venue or if it'll just be a big venue, kind of like the Knit. I'm not sure what it'll be like, but more venues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more venues is definitely something that we could use, because there's like a lot of the smaller ones, and there's a couple of bigger ones, but then there's like not a lot of options.
Yeah, like the Shredder being the only known all ages venue in Boise, it works, but if there were like more options, because then we could have like 2 shows happening a night for 21 and under shows. But like if there's a 21 and under show,
CRLB.
yeah, CRLB, that's true. That's like a DIY venue. It's super cool. A lot of touring bands go through there. Yeah, that's true.
We want more house shows.
Yeah.
I love house
Yeah.
shows.
More
There
house
can
shows would
always
definitely
be more house
yeah.
shows. 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure if house shows die out through the winter because it's cold and no one wants to stand half in a garage, half outside while it's like snowing. But I'm hoping more house shows pick up this year.
I do too. Yeah, the last one was the last one I can think of was the Doug House one. That was in the middle of the winter too.
Yeah.
And it was like there was the propane heater in the garage that
Yeah.
people were getting thrown into, and we turned it off. It's like,
Yeah.
winter is not the best time to have a bunch of people in a garage with a propane heater.
Yeah,
So
but it makes it more grunge. It makes
Yeah.
it feel more you're like in it. You're really in it.
The hazards.
Doug House, the ultimate
The ultimate house
DIY
show.
the
house
ultimate,
show.
the
like,
ultimate house show venue.
Yeah. The ultimate house show experience is the Doug House. That's a good place to do it.
If you guys could play with any band or artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
I'm gonna say Bob Marley, Chick Corea. And I'm gonna give one more, but I need to think about the third one.
I think Marcus King, of course. That's my dream. And then I can like happily quit music. Never play again.
Yeah. I mean, probably one of my favorite drummers is Steve Gadd, and Martin actually reminds me a lot of Steve Gadd.
I love Steve Gadd.
Yeah, and so if I could jam with him, that'd be awesome. And I don't know. I think it's hard for me to think of like people that I wouldn't just be scared to pick up my instrument, because like it'd be awesome to play with Marcus King, but I'd probably pee myself.
I have my third one. I'm gonna say Sting,
Mm.
because imagine Bob Marley, Chick Corea.
Oh, you're playing with all of them at the same time?
Dude, yeah, I'm thinking like
That'd be a
festival
banger
lineup. These are the headliners. I'm playing with them. Imagine those 3 come together and make a super group. Like just listening to them jam.
That would be very
Oh, dude.
interesting. I think Bob Marley and Sting would hate each other.
Dude, no, they would love each. I think they would love each other.
I don't know, dude.
I think that's a great combo. Just a recipe for success. Like Sting and Bob Marley.
They would love each other. I feel like they share a lot of philosophies on life.
Same vibe.
Peter Erskine and John Schofield.
Dude. Just as a bass player, I think I would say Jaco Pastorius.
Yeah.
Just because he was like so creative, and if he had something in his mind, he would play it. And I really love harmonics, and I would love to learn, like, just like where he draws his ideas from, and that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
To just like hear his creative process.
Ooh, if I could jam with Turnstile, dude, that would be so sick.
That would be.
I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's sounds like a good array of all different things, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense given the answers you gave for like your music taste.
Yeah.
Turnstile and like a bunch of jazz guys
Yeah.
and Bob Marley and
Yeah.
Sting. Like, yeah, that's definitely a good array of wide array of different
Oh, yeah.
ideas, you know? Yeah. I think it's time now for our special thing.
Yeah.
We've got a fast food bracket. Jamie, can you pull that up, please?
Okay. So I have 16 different restaurants.
16.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, and you guys, I put
Already
it,
know
I
who's
did,
gonna
I put
win.
it on a, I'm put them on a wheel spin,
Okay.
and then like, I pitted them against each other. But our first matchup is KFC versus Pizza Hut.
Oh, bro, KFC.
KFC, yeah.
Dude,
I'd say KFC.
I agree with
I would
KFC.
say I'm satisfied.
dude, I do not like Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut is like the best sweet garbage.
Yeah.
But why is their
Yeah.
bread so sweet tasting?
Yeah.
Because I don't think pizza bread, like the dough should be
should
that
be
sweet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
but
a
it's
sweet Subway.
I'm
bread.
pretty sure
Yeah,
they
it's
use
like
the
Subway
same
bread.
bread for like their sweet stuff as the
Yeah.
I think
bread
so.
for their
Dude,
pizza stuff.
They must.
They
Yeah.
have to.
It's like greasy in the way that you don't want pizza to be
Yeah,
greasy.
Yeah.
It's greasy and it like stings my throat.
It's
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I get it. It's like school food quality, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, schools always
Very
get
close.
Domino's though.
No.
All right, what's our next matchup? KFC, a resounding KFC on that one.
It's Burger King versus Jack in the Box next.
I would say Jack in the Box. Open
Yeah.
24 hours. Their
Jack in the
curly
Box for
fries.
sure.
Yeah.
Unbeatable. But their Sprite always tastes a little different.
I don't know, man. I would have normally said Jack in the Box any other day, but like, so there's a Burger King by my work, and I've just been going there more, and I think I'm gonna say Burger King over Jack in the Box.
I haven't had enough Jack in the Box to like decide.
Oh
I generally go to like Burger King more.
Mm.
I remember after like, cause I played in a band with my dad, and we would get done with a gig, and then he'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna go pick up some Jack in the Box." And so, I think just I feel like I owe it to Jack in the Box. They've saved me some hunger. So
I think I'm definitely on the side of Jack in the Box.
too.
I did go to Jack in the Box last night at like midnight, so
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
it's open all the time. Those curly fries are
Oh,
banging,
curly
like
fries
they're
are
the
so
best.
good.
Pretty mid chicken nuggets, but it's like
Yeah.
whatever.
Do they
The
have fry
fries
sauce?
are- They do. We didn't get fry sauce.
Let me
It
see
was a
that.
mistake.
I'm gonna say, I'm changing mine to Jack in the Box because of the tacos
Oh,
and curly fries, and they have fry sauce.
it's true. They've got a
Yeah.
variety.
And doesn't Burger King do like a 100 nuggets for $10?
Do
Don't
they?
do
So-
that, do they?
there's
Like I don't trust.
I
like
don't
that.
think
Yeah.
so.
I don't trust it.
No,
I don't
'cause
trust
Burger
it.
I
King.
went to McDonald's the other day and it was like 40 McNuggets or something.
Oh,
for
yeah,
like
you can
That's
get
too
$5,
many.
and I was like,
That's too many. I don't know. Burger King, the patties always feel like they're like too juicy and like it's like the grease thing with
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. They're like juicy in the bad way.
Yeah.
It's
like-
the equivalent with their meat.
They're like they're like it's like bad meat and unseasoned. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Alright, our next matchup is Carl's Jr. versus Dairy Queen.
oh, what?
Oh my god.
I have some fond memories of Carl's Jr. nuggets, but I mean, them blizzards.
Them blizzards.
I don't know if I've been to Carl's Jr.
I think Carl's Jr. makes a really good burger. At least
Mhm.
the Carl's Jr. close to my home is they make like consistently the best burgers out of all the fast food places around my house. It's always good. It's always got a nice thick slice of tomato. Um, it's always good. It's never been bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Carl's Jr.
But the Blizzard, Grady's got me on the Blizzard.
I say
Okay.
Dairy Queen.
Here's the thing about the blizzards. Yeah, they have blizzards, but what else do they have?
Yeah.
They don't got nothing.
That's
else.
why I
the
say
toast
Carl's
is kind of
Jr..
good. Like the
toast?
Yeah,
like
they
the-
have toast,
like the-
dude.
like the box with like the fries and chicken nuggets and like the toast. It's kind of good.
I do like
I-
Dairy Queen fries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never.
I don't
had
know,
any of it.
man.
with like the milkshake and
Their
the fries.
dude,
in
their
it.
fries are they're like the cheapest fries you can get. Like
No, I like.
they're
them.
like the I don't know. I disagree with you, man. I don't know. If we're looking at food here, like obviously if we're looking at like desserts and drinks and stuff, Dairy Queen 100% the ice cream is just unbeatable, but like man, Dairy Queen really only has
Yeah.
their
No,
blizzards.
they have cakes.
They have
I
the
got,
the
like, a
ice
But-
cream
mermaid
cakes,
cake
I
for
guess.
my 10th
But
birthday.
Carl's
Blizzards
Jr. is
are
better
great.
food though.
The blizzard's like the only thing that
Yeah,
really
the
stands
blizzards-
out. That's
Yeah.
what like
But
that's
what-
like
yeah.
Dairy Queen.
The
stands
blizzards
for
are like what
blizzards,
everyone knows
you know?
Dairy Queen for, and Carl's Jr. actually has like edible food.
Yeah.
No, wait. But if you think
They
about
have
it
the
this way,
30-pound
if you
burger.
take the burger and dump it upside down, it just falls apart. But if you take the blizzard, you know, it doesn't.
Is that implying that
Yeah.
Dairy Queen
Wait.
burgers
That's
flip upside down? The Dairy Queen burgers stick together.
Okay, well.
That's a point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I mean, honestly, I can't remember the last time I've eaten any of these, but
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah, I haven't had
just
Dairy Queen or
just
Carl's
thinking
Jr. in
about
such a long
where I
time.
would want to go. I would rather go to Dairy Queen, even if I'm just having a blizzard.
All right, who wins here? What are we
I
saying?
think it's
No, man.
3 for
I
Carl's
think it's
Jr.
I will
three
say
Say
for
Dairy
both.
Queen.
I will say Carl's Jr.
I'm saying Carl's Jr.
I'm saying Carl's Jr.
Ooh,
Okay.
Dairy Queen.
Even split?
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen, Dairy Queen.
DQ. Okay, that means I get to decide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're the decider.
I'm gonna go Dairy Queen.
No.
I think that
We're staying.
I'll concede that on the basis of blizzards.
Chicken
Like
Dairy Queen is kind of underrated.
I haven't
That
had
is
a
true.
chicken.
I didn't.
Wait,
Oh,
I
that's
think I've heard
true.
that.
Their chicken is pretty
The
good.
chicken's pretty
They got some
It's
pretty
harder
good
to
chicken.
mess up chicken strips than it is to mess up a burger, I think.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We got Chick-fil-A versus Boise Fry Company.
Oh my god, I
Boise
know
Fry
this.
Company.
Boise Fry Company, easy.
That's so hard.
What?
Because
What
there's
are you-
no. Okay, listen. They're not even playing the same game. Okay, I feel like Boise Fry Company isn't like a fast food place. Like they have like
Yeah.
really good quality food, you
Mhm.
know. And Chick-fil-A is like
Just
an
chicken.
amazing fast food place. So they're both so good.
Yeah.
I should have talked about the criteria. I put some fast casual, some like local restaurants.
Ah.
It's more of a restaurant bracket.
I've
Okay.
seen- dude,
I'm
Boise
saying
Fry.
Boise
Yeah,
Fry.
I'll say Boise.
Yeah.
Fry.
Because it's definitely like a different like there's like different like divisions. There's like the fast food. There's like a step slightly above that, and then there's like Boise Fry Company here. So like Chick-fil-A is just like it's just like a
Yeah.
rung down
Yeah.
from
Right.
Boise Fry
Mhm.
Company. They're not exactly in the same like level, you know.
Yeah.
That's not to say Boise Fry Company is more enjoyable than
Ooh.
Chick-fil-A.
I
Because,
definitely
man,
would say it is.
Sometimes
Boise Fry Company, don't they have the like black bean burger?
I think so.
There's that.
Yeah,
I think they
so.
do.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, sometimes I really do be enjoying some Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is good, but sometimes I just want that blueberry fry sauce on some russet, some
Oh, dude,
home
that's
style,
so
home
true.
cut, like home style russet fries.
Chick-fil-A, when I went for the first time, was so overhyped because we were like sitting in the drive-through for
Mhm.
like 30 minutes until we even got the
Drive-thrus are
food.
ridiculous.
They are
it
really
grew
bad.
on me.
Yeah.
I've seen people get the 4-piece nugget, the 4-piece chicken, and then ask for like 15 Chick-fil-A sauce packets, and they down all the 15 Chick-fil-A sauce packets.
Yeah.
I think Chick-fil-A like chicken sandwiches. Now I love chicken sandwiches, and I get chicken sandwiches like at like any place that like offers them, and I think they're kind of just like I don't know, they're okay. They taste like a Wendy's chicken sandwich. I think the selling point though is just like the sauce,
Mhm.
like all the different
Yeah,
sauces.
dude.
I do
They're
like the
banking
waffle
themselves.
cut fries though.
Dude,
I-
waffle
yeah,
cut
no, the
fries
waffle cut fries are good,
with
dude.
the Polynesian sauce. It's if you haven't tried it, you gotta try it. It's so good.
Yeah. I will say like something that gives Chick-fil-A a point for me is they sell their sauce. You can go to the store and
Yeah,
buy a
that's-
bottle
Yeah.
of their Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
sauce, and you can't do that with Boise Fry Company. Like, if Boise Fry Company sold their fry sauce, I would be all over that,
Oh, yeah,
but they
so
don't.
good.
So, I don't know. What are we saying
I
for
think
that?
Boise Fry Co wins.
I think
that
Boise,
one.
Yeah,
Boise
Boise
Fry
Fry
Company.
Decision.
Yeah.
We made it through the first 8 restaurants.
Amazing.
So now we
Beautiful.
get 8 more. It's like, think of a bracket. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Right is the left side.
Mhm.
So now we're on the right side. So it's Wendy's versus Chipotle.
Wendy's versus Chipotle.
I vote Chipotle.
I also
Yeah,
vote
Chipotle.
I vote Chipotle.
Yeah.
I like Wendy's compared to some of the other burger places. Wendy's is definitely
Oh,
like
yeah.
one of the better ones.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Chipotle just hits like it hits
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the spot. Like
Mhm.
I love Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets though.
Mhm.
Those are always
True.
good.
With
Never let
frosting
me
and French
down.
fries.
I think Chipotle is a better value because
Right.
Chipotle
Yeah.
Wendy's you get a meal like a burger, fries,
the
and a
4
drink
for
for
$4.
$10, or the 4 for $4, right?
But for 4.
That's a good deal. But Chipotle, those you can get a burrito with
Mhm.
like for like $10 that is so huge,
Dude,
yeah.
and that portion
Massive.
size is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like-
We'll say Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chipotle's it.
And then, kind of in a similar vein, we got McDonald's versus Taco Bell.
McDonald's.
I'm saying McDonald's.
Yeah.
Um,
That Shamrock.
I feel like-
Dude, I'm just talking about the ice cream. That's like my only.
Grady's the
point.
ice cream correspondent.
Grady
Brady
yeah.
likes
Is Taco
himself
Bell the
a
one with the
nice
crunch
little
wrap?
treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go Taco.
You don't know?
I will.
I don't
say-
remember. I just
I'm gonna say McDonald's because I feel like 2/3 of the time you go to Taco Bell, it's just bad,
Yeah.
and then McDonald's, it's like it's consistent.
I really love
Yeah.
McDonald's breakfast food. I don't know why.
That's pretty.
Those
Taco
hash
Bell
browns
breakfast.
hit.
Mhm.
Is so good too.
I don't believe
Dude,
it.
I've never had it. I don't
McDonald's
believe that, though.
McDonald's breakfast is better.
Dude, and plus
sure.
the fries. McDonald's.
McDonald's fries are good. Yeah.
So I
Like-
think McDonald's wins.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
McDonald's is more consistent.
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell can be pretty good sometimes, but then depending on which one you go to, it's just like
Yeah.
this is
They
terrible.
just kind of grab a handful or whatever and throw it
Yeah,
out.
sometimes it's just not
like,
good.
But if you order 10 McChickens, all those McChickens are going to be the exact
They're
same.
identical every
Mhm.
time. It's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Which is awfully suspicious.
No, it's just the McDonald's
same shape,
corporate
too.
control.
Yeah.
We got Cup Bop versus Idaho Pizza Company.
Bro,
Ooh.
Cup
Cup
Bop.
Bop.
Cup Pop
Cup
is
Bop.
so good.
I do not like Cup Bop.
Really?
What?
You don't. That means you don't get the right thing, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
That's entirely your fault.
it's like Subway,
I've
dude.
tried
It's the
multiple
same.
different things.
I like Cup Pop. Idaho Pizza Company's pretty good though.
I'm not a
Um,
I'm not a huge fan of.
I
Well,
actually
take it.
I said
Yeah.
this yesterday. I never like really enjoy pizza from Idaho Pizza Company, except
Same.
yesterday for the first time. I was like, man, this slice of pizza is actually okay.
Yeah,
But-
I think
Actually,
IPC is
okay.
kind of overrated.
I like
Yeah.
Idaho Pizza
I think it's a
Company.
little overrated, but I don't know. I think it's okay, but I think that definitely
It's just regular pizza, man.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not like anything special, you know.
They got
man.
good like breadsticks and crazy ranch, but
That's why I think Cup Pop definitely is
Cup Bop
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
stolen my heart.
That's alright.
Mhm.
Also right.
Okay, final matchup of this little round. Panda Express versus Del Taco.
I don't think I've ever been to Del Taco.
I
I'm-
also
I'm
Panda
voting Panda
Express.
Yeah, I like the was it like honey walnut shrimp. or
Yeah.
Yeah,
something?
the honey walnut shrimp's pretty good.
So good.
I'm indifferent. I don't really like either.
Mhm.
You don't like either.
You don't like Panda Express?
No, not really.
I think you're the second
That's
person I've
alright.
ever met that doesn't like Panda Express.
I don't really like it either.
Whoa.
Well, I liked it, but then
Two in one
I
room.
get sick for some reason every time I
Oh.
eat there.
It
Yeah.
depends on which one you go to, because I feel like some of them are really sketchy and some of them are really good. Like the
mall
one over by like Cole and Overland. That's like a good one. It's like a big
Mhm.
big location, and it's a pretty good restaurant. You know.
And there's this one in Nampa off the freeway that's just is not. It's not a good one.
Just not a good place.
I also just really love fortune cookies.
Yeah.
Like honestly, if Del Taco gave out fortune cookies, I might say Del Taco.
Fortune cookies are in the same vein as those cookies for me, you know, like the white weird sugar cookies with the frosting that you
Oh,
buy
I
for everywhere.
love those
Those are like
cookies.
the worst best thing.
Like
you
I
know?
know I'll probably get cancer someday from eating
Yeah.
those, but they are so good.
Yeah.
Those like they shouldn't be good, but for some reason you just can't
They
stop eating them.
just-
That's how
Yeah.
I feel about fortune cookies. They're like
Like-
sugar cardboard, but they're so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that they're FDA approved.
No, They gotta put
Probably
like
not.
crack cocaine in those.
Right.
Like seriously, they're
It's
so
insane.
like addicting.
Need so many of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Loft House cookies.
I'm saying Panda Express though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think-
hearing Panda.
Yeah.
Going back to the left side of the bracket now, we got KFC versus Jack in the Box.
KFC.
Ooh.
KFC.
KFC.
Mhm.
I'm saying, I think I'm gonna say Jack in the Box. I've gone to Jack in the Box way more than I've ever gone to KFC.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I've only been to KFC like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I have not gone there many times.
I've been to Jack in the Box a lot.
And I have.
I've been a few times. I like chicken.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Chicken's just.
I've eaten at KFC a fair few times, and then it was like a summer in 2018 where I would ride my bike to Jack in the Box like a couple times a week and get
Yeah.
Jack in the Box. And man, like KFC is just like, I don't know, man. There's something about that chicken.
Yeah.
The
Dude, and
biscuits are good too.
The biscuits with the gravy.
I think it's
Like-
4-2. I think it's 4-2
think it's
for
KFC.
KFC.
Sorry, it's KFC.
Exactly.
Then we got Dairy Queen versus Boise Fry.
Boise.
Boise
Boise
Fry,
Fry.
easy.
Boise Fry.
The Blizzards are good, but like you can't beat Boise Fry
Nah.
Company. Like
Doesn't Boise Fry make shakes?
Yeah, I
I
think so.
really like
maybe
I've
I've never
never
had
tried
one,
They
so
might.
Me neither.
I don't
I'm
think I've
sure
ever had a
that-
Boise Fry.
I don't.
shake.
I can't believe you haven't tried one. You're like the ice cream guy.
Dude, ice cream
Yeah,
is my
Boise
favorite
Fry has
little
shit.
piece,
Do
but-
they? I wouldn't try one though.
I've never tried one before.
Yeah.
Do they?
I don't. If apparently, because
I don't know. I just brought. Maybe I made it up. I was just.
Gaslighting it.
Yeah, trying to trick us.
I don't
Okay,
trust her anymore.
Okay, so now we got back to the right, the right side of the bracket
Mhm.
now. We got Chipotle versus McDonald's now.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
The value isn't as
Are you
good as
thinking?
McDonald's, but like
I mean,
Shamrock
You're
shake.
joking.
Yeah.
you know what's actually funny? So I was thinking about how I didn't eat. So I was flying back from New York on Thanksgiving, and I didn't eat for like 40 hours because the only option was McDonald's.
I've
Hey.
been there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Chipotle.
Chipotle.
That's brutal.
Good Chipotle.
Yeah.
Cup Up versus Panda Express.
Cup
Cup up.
Yeah.
Cup up,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
It's just getting really easy now. Okay, then KFC versus Boise Fry.
Boise Fry.
Boise Fry.
I would
Boise
say
Fry.
KFC. I've only been to Boise Fry Company once.
What?
Yeah.
Boise Fry Company is my go-to meetup place if I'm like hanging out with a friend. I'm like, where are we gonna go to eat? And I'm like, Boise Fry Company is like on Overland. We could just drive
It's like
over there.
it's nice inside
It's a
too. Like
yeah,
you
it's
can
a
hang
good
out
vibe.
inside.
You
Yeah.
know?
You can't.
It's like
hang,
natural wood tables and it's like nice and
Yeah.
comfy with like
You can't
the
say,
light
hey
stuff.
guys, let's go hang out at
Pan-
KFC or
Pan-
Panda Express. Like
Yeah.
nah,
It's like nah.
They have
not
like
the same.
air
And this-
conditioning too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's always comfortable
Yeah.
inside the Boise Fry Company, and like KFCs
Yeah.
are like an average.
Yeah.
Fast
KFC is
food
also
place.
expensive, so.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm at the Boise Fry downtown, I always sit on the couch. That's like in the corner, you know.
Hmm.
Love sitting.
I always try to go to that one, and it's always there's no parking.
Yeah.
I never go to it.
Boise.
Yeah.
Chipotle versus Cup Up.
Cup up.
I'd say Chipotle.
I'd say
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I think.
Really?
You could tie it, or you could make it
No, this
go in
is
favor of
too
Chipotle.
much pressure.
I think it's cup up.
Just be honest with yourself.
I think you like.
Honest
cup
with
up.
yourself.
I think cup up.
No.
Yes.
Okay, you're the tiebreaker because it's 3-3. Yeah.
Okay, I've had
Chipotle,
fun
Chipotle.
times at both Chipotle.
Chipotle. Man, I'm sad to see Chipotle lose.
Two is Boise Fry versus Cup Up.
Oh,
I'm saying
no.
Boise Fry.
I'd say Boise Fry.
I like Cup Bop a lot, but like Boise Fry Company is just the burgers are so good, the fries are so good. It's just like
You get to season your fries.
you
like,
get to
however
season
you
your own
want, man.
fries. Yeah,
You get to choose exactly what kind of
they have
fries
like
you want.
All
they
the
have like
sauce.
8 different sauces you
thickness,
can try.
The
It's
type
perfect.
of potato.
Boise Fry
I think
awesome.
Based
We
off
should
of,
go to
like,
Boise Fry immediately after
The amount
this.
of times that I've
I'm
been to
down.
Cup Up in the last year versus Boise Fry, I'm gonna have to say Cup Up because I've gone.
But is it quantity or is it quality?
Well, that's just like what I gravitate towards.
Mhm.
Like I'm just like
Which is more enjoyable? Which
It's
do you
more
enjoy the
enjoyable
most?
experience at Cup Up. Eating out of a little cup, or eating off that little plate that will hold your sauce, and a little metal bowl.
No.
Yeah,
You
the
know
little
what's so-
plastic sauce plate.
Yeah.
Yes.
so
dude.
enjoyable about cup up is shaking everything and mixing it up.
You do that
you
at
know?
Boise Fry Company too.
You don't shake
you
your
put your you put your fries in the bowl and you toss it around with the salt in there. Like,
Yeah.
bro,
But I feel like it's never seasoned enough, no matter how much salt you put on.
you just
Well, that's your own fault.
yeah,
No,
that's
no,
your
no,
fault.
it's not. No, it just doesn't work.
I'm gonna say cup up.
I can't decide.
I don't know. Even though I cannot remember at all what Boise Fry Company was like, I'll say Boise Fry because I like the idea of it.
'Cause you
more
hate
than- yeah, I just really don't like Ellen.
I think
That's
I might
fair.
say Boise.
Kidding.
It was
Just
Boise
kidding.
Fry.
Everyone
It's gonna be
points and
Boise
laugh at the
Fry.
Boise
one
Fry
cup bomb.
wins.
I love
But
But
We
there's
were-
a big but.
we
right
were
now.
really hoping that
Yes.
Ooh, I
um,
think we all.
Los Betos would be on this list.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Because-
no, Los Betos should have been on it.
Los Betos is our favorite restaurant.
I went to Los
It's-
Betos yesterday morning at 7
You
a.m.
left me.
It's
I woke
open
up
at
and you had Los Betos and I didn't, and it hurt my feelings. Seriously.
Our practice space is literally like a minute and 30 seconds away
Yeah.
from Los Betos, and
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
we're
dude.
like,
we want to have a Moss burrito.
Yeah, dude.
we want to
You
sponsor.
gotta get the Travis Scott meal at like the McDonald's
Of
Travis
Los
Scott meal, but
Betos.
it's the Moss Los
The Moss.
Betos combo.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Moss burrito.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Masterita.
Don't they have the Idaho burrito
adore
already?
Los
Yeah,
Betos.
You can just
yeah.
do your own thing.
It's Idaho and
best.
the
Like,
Austin.
I think
So crazy.
for like the last 10, 12 practices, we've been like on the way to practice, picking up Betos. You want anything? Like every time.
And the one that's by Moss HQ
Yeah.
is the best Betos, too.
Which one
Yeah.
is
Is it
that?
the one with the vasectomy sign?
it-
Like right outside?
No.
No, that's
not-
the Meridian.
not
The
the evil one.
vasectomy.
It's so
that's,
good.
Dude,
that's the one I go
hilarious.
to all
You're,
the
like,
time.
in the drive-through and you just see the
Yeah.
sign.
I love the
It's,
vasectomy.
it's
Los
the
Betos.
one
We're out in Nampa.
in Nampa off
okay.
North Side down Karcher.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, like
That's
We're-
the best one.
We're
It's like-
from Nampa. He used to
Yeah.
live in Nampa.
I live
we-
in
we-
Nampa now.
He lives in Nampa now.
I just moved back to Nampa.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And we went to school in Nampa, so our practice space is in Nampa.
yeah.
We're not big Boise locals.
I do love Boise though.
Yeah, Boise's sweet. Way better than Nampa. But
Yeah.
the Nampa Los Betos has hit better than any other Los Betos I've been to.
10 out of
Except
10.
for
So that
after
one
the
on Fairview,
Neurolux,
yeah.
we went to the one on Fairview. It was
Yeah.
like 1 a.m, and it was the best
Yeah.
Los Betos that I've ever
And it was the
had.
fastest it ever came out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the one that I've had like the best experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like
And
the
there's-
Garden City. That's like close, but there's another one like in Garden City, right? Isn't there?
There's
It's like past the Rev
Yeah,
down towards State.
yeah, like by
Street.
it's like on Chinden, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the best one because that's the one I always went to as when I was like a little kid.
Dang.
My dad always would
Yeah.
take me there. Like,
That's the one that's by where I used to live, and man, I went there a lot,
Yeah.
and it missed so many times.
I had a very
Dang.
in-depth conversation with like Evan from Neocentrics outside of the High Note Cafe about, and like I think like Keegan and David from Down Coast, and we were
Yeah.
all having a very in-depth conversation about Los Betos. How it's like, depending on the one you go to, you can get a very different experience.
Right.
It's very hit or miss, but when it hits real
Oh.
good. So like,
so hard.
It's euphoria.
No,
Yeah.
but their soda's like so crisp all the time.
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
don't
they
know
have good
why
drinks
it's
too.
so
I
The
don't like
Strata
the
is really
foam
good.
cups,
I've
but
never
the drinks
tried
are
it.
so
I
good.
wanna try so bad.
But
No,
sometimes
you
it misses because sometimes you just get all like the grainy cinnamon
yeah,
and
the
sugar at the
cinnamon.
bottom, and then it's just like,
Oh.
but when it hits,
Yeah, when it hits,
It
it really
hits.
hits.
yeah, we love Los
So it's a
Shout out
Boise
Los
Fry
Betos.
Company
Okay, I don't
win
have
on
my
the
glasses.
fast food bracket.
Yeah.
What if Los
Yeah.
Betos were in there?
But if Los Betos-
were
If
there.
Los Betos were in there,
It would beat it.
it would've
I
been
don't know if it would be
over.
Boise Fry Company for
Nope.
me personally, but it
Doesn't-
is very good.
I feel like because they have
It beats
breakfast
it for
food,
us.
too.
That's a
Breakfast
close
food, like-
final for me, but it's a
yeah.
close final. But
I've
I
never
think
tried the flan from Los Betos.
Mm-mm.
Do you
I
think
think-
I should?
Yeah, I kind of want to.
I've never tried it either, to be honest.
I've only had the burritos and the fish tacos.
We should try
Never
that.
I
had the
always-
fish taco.
Fish
either.
taco?
You gotta.
Their
you
carne
gotta
asada
trust.
fries,
Carne asada fries are pretty
so good,
Yeah.
so good.
good. Ooh, you might be pulling me towards the Los Betos win. If that was the hypothetical final, I think it would be close for me. I'd be stuck between those
Why
two.
didn't you put it on there? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, Jamie, pull up Los Betos.
Jamie, pull up a bracket with Los Betos on there, please, and replace Taco Bell with Los Betos. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all we have for today for episode 1 of the BUMcast.
BUMcast.
Yeah.
Shout out your guys' shows at Treefort, the dates, places,
Yeah.
everything.
So we've got 2 sets. We have one on Wednesday and one on Sunday. The one on Wednesday is at the Olympic. That's the 22nd. Play at 9 o'clock. And then on Sunday, that's the 26th. We play at the Shredder at 6 o'clock.
And the Shredders all ages.
Shredder's all ages. Olympic is 21 and up.
And
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We're dropping some new merch,
Mhm.
a new merch line,
Yeah.
shirt, hoodie, stickers, and it's really, really sick.
They're
So
awesome.
We're excited about
if
it.
nothing else,
wait.
come grab some merch.
Come grab a
Yeah.
shirt and leave.
Buy a pass to
If-
Treefort just to go get our merch.
If there's
Yeah.
another show going on that you gotta go to, just come by, grab some merch,
Mhm.
and get out of there.
Spend $150 plus the cost of the merch just to go get a Moss shirt
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly.
Worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth
Yeah,
it.
we're really excited for it.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
So,
I'm stoked.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to shout out before we end
Socials.
it?
Yeah, I mean we're on Instagram. We have Facebook because I think we have to. And,
Instagram.
You're the
at
dad
the
rock
band.
band.
Right,
Moss.
right, exactly.
And then I think somewhere we have a TikTok with nothing.
Oh yeah, it's
With
empty.
nothing on
it's,
it.
It's barren.
You should follow it, bro.
Yeah.
We will
If you
never
can find
probably
it.
post it.
Everyone
Yeah.
listening
If
to
someone
this,
can
go
find
follow
it-
the Moss
Yeah.
TikTok.
Then they get a free sticker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sure.
I'll find it and I'll like
Yeah.
promote it on Boise Underground just to follow it for no reason.
Yeah.
Just like a completely blank.
Yeah.
Like,
Blow this empty account up.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
that YouTube channel that was like no videos, and they were trying to get the most subscribers possible.
Oh,
They're trying to get like
I
a million
think I heard about
subscribers with no videos. Like, that's your TikTok now.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. Thank you for coming on our first episode, and
Absolutely.
yeah,
Good.
awesome.
BUMcast.
Shouts out BUMcast.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
Shout out.
BUMcast.
BUMcast.
Thank you, Jamie, for the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Cool.
that's about it.
Well, thank you.